John chapter 20, verses 19 to 31. Jesus appears to his disciples, including Thomas. On the evening of that first day of the week, when the disciples were together, with the doors locked for fear of the Jews, Jesus came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." After he said this, he showed them his hands and side. The disciples were overjoyed when they saw the Lord. Again Jesus said, "Peace be with you. As the Father has sent me, I am sending you." And with that he breathed on them and said, "Receive the Holy Spirit. If you forgive anyone his sins, they are forgiven. If you do not forgive them, they are not forgiven." Jesus appears to the disciples, including Thomas. Now Thomas, called Didymus, one of the 12, was not with the disciples when Jesus came. So the other disciples told him, "We have seen the Lord." But he said to them, "Unless I see the nail marks in his hands, and put my finger where the nails were, and put my hand into his side, I will not believe it." A week later, his disciples were in the house again, and Thomas was with them. Though the doors were locked, Jesus came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." Then he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here. See my hands. Reach out your hand and put it into my side. Stop doubting and believe." Thomas said to him, "My Lord and my God." Then Jesus told him, "Because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed." Jesus performed many other signs in the presence of his disciples, which are not recorded in this book. But these are written that you may believe that Jesus is the Messiah, the Son of God, and that by believing you may have life in his name.
Good morning, boys and girls. It's lovely to be with you. I'm wondering, have you ever played the game of trust? Your partner stands behind you. You're told to close your eyes and just let yourself fall into their arms. They'll catch you. You can trust them, honestly. It's not as easy as it sounds. What if they move away? What if they drop you? Oh, it's hard when you can't see your partner. You really have to trust. If you were listening to the story that Janet just read for us, you'll have heard her mention Thomas, one of Jesus' disciples, who found it very hard to trust that Jesus was really risen from the dead again. He had doubts. He was very afraid. He had to see Jesus for himself. He had to see where the nails had left their mark on his hands to truly trust. Do you think that you would have been like Thomas? Would you have been able to trust the other disciples when they told you Jesus is alive again? Or would you have needed proof like Thomas did? We're now going to watch a wee video of another time when the disciples were with Jesus but forgot to put their confidence and trust in him.